forgive me for this trap shit. Sergeant Smack make it backflip. Telly Hank it with the action. With the Vato speaking Spanish. Frank Matthews, how I vanish. Poof. Came back like I'm King Tut. Gold BBS is on a beamer. When Fat Cat was 10 queens up. Ball off the profit, not the re-up. Fly like Puerto Rican Jesus. Uptown like I'm Baby May. Just caught a touchdown from the Bay.
Yo, we back. It's your boy Popalot. Mobb ties. Salute to the mob. Know it's been a minute. But you know we on our way back to the Shy. It's like our hometown, second home. Shout out to my niggas on the south side, north side, west side. Y'all know how I get down. Right now, we about to cover one of the most ruthless niggas, it seemed like, from the year 2000 on. A guy by the name of Bro Man. A guy by the name of B. That's what y'all know him as. But the courts know him as Labar Spann. Now a little bit about Labar Spann. He was allegedly the leader of the notorious Four Corner Hustlers gang, which Wikipedia deems as the most dangerous gang in Chicago. And by the looks of it, Labar Spann was no new nigga to the bullshit. Looked like he been with it. So, according to my research, he has been polarized by the media since 2000. And it looks like he's been charged by the federal government for 6 murders, or the gang has been charged, and they say he participated in all 6, along with one of the people that was charged. We're going to get to, like, the meat of the indictment. So, it pretty much charged that the Four Corner Hustlers gang dealt drugs and robbed rival drug dealers, used violence and intimidation to prevent victims and witnesses from cooperating with law enforcement. And they tried to avoid detection by monitoring police scanners and outfitting its members with security detail. The gang engaged in numerous acts of violence, including murder, robbery, extortion, and aggravated robbery. So the list just goes on, and that's just kind of the gist of it. So based on my research, we did a story a while back on a guy named Rudy Rangel Jr., which is going to be Cato. A lot of people know him from maybe the DMX songs, or you might know him as the leader of the Latin Kings gang. Now, in that story, we really didn't have a lot of the information that's present now, because this was about 2 years ago when the Mobb Ties channel first started. We got a lot of requests for that. And with that being said, y'all put y'all requests in the comment box. We back. So Cato was killed, and it was, at one point in time, it was unknown who killed him. I seen that Labar Spann was charged with that back in 2003. He beat the murder. But look, according to his indictment, he was being watched ever since then by the federal government, and it's just outrageous. When I say I've been covering Chicago, I covered a lot of gangsters. I covered a lot of shit that went on. I wasn't covering when Larry Hoover was free, or when Jeff Fort was out, or when Al Capone was out. But based on niggas that I was covering was out, by all accounts, this nigga was just doing the most wild shit that I ever heard. And not only that, he's in a wheelchair. Yeah, he's in a wheelchair due to a shooting that happened to him. Who knows when, because I couldn't find, but I'm almost sure it was before 2000, because I read so many articles on him, and I just kind of see flashes. I remember with one where he's like telling gang members to wheel him into the car so he could participate in it. The government of Chicago, look like they trying to give him the death penalty, but when you account for that many murders, they definitely gonna look to give you the death penalty. And now that I brought up the murders, we're gonna talk a little bit about that. According to the indictment, it holds that all 9 members were part of the Racketeering conspiracy, and they are criminally responsible for the murders of Carlos Caldwell, that happened on January 9th, 2000. Maximilian McDaniels, that one happened on July 25th, 2000. Lavar Smith, That one happened on August 14th, 2000. George King. That one happened on April 8th, 2003. Willie Woods. That one was on April 16th of 2003. And Rudy Rangel, who we spoke on earlier, who's known as Cato, was on June 4th, 2003. Now, back to that murder, and which was going to be the last one to seem like that was charged. And that's funny to me, from it being now 2020, that's the last murder that they was charged with. Not to say that they committed any more, but it's hard to say that a gang that violent for those 3 years. They just, we're going to chill for the next 17. But the government probably felt like they have enough information and they got what they got, and they're going to get them with that. So back to Labar Spann, I seen where he was he was locked up in Cook County for, I'm not sure what the offense was, but he was with the shits, and this was going to be back in 2005. I told y'all I started in 2003, so a lot of this activity was not included in his indictment. He was in Cook County Jail, where y'all know is like the national. It's like, at first I thought it was Rikers Island in Cook County. I almost think them shits is hand in hand. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, Rikers Island is going to be probably the roughest jail in New York. Cook County shit, I'm almost thinking that shit is going to be the shit where the niggas is with the shits in Chicago, and that shit is going to be going all out. And I got to throw probably Folsom in there for my niggas on the west side, Cali. Yeah, I know shit rock out there. Besides the federal penitentiaries. And that's a whole nother story. We can do a Mobb Ties episodes just based on that. We might even do that. But while Bro Man was locked up in Cook County, it's documented that he told pretty much everybody, jail guards, inmates, medical staff, even the janitors, he wanted them to know just how much power he had in that facility. It's on record that he pretty much told them, I run this shit. No matter where you go on this compound, I had your shit split. And according to the Chicago Sun-Times, it was said that he told a guard about unsolved murders. Well, didn't tell a guard, but he said that he knew about unsolved murders that his gang was responsible for, letting the guard know not to be next. So, yeah, this shit is deeper than deep. And like I said, that was back in 2005. The indictment that he's charged with with the federal government that includes those 6 murders was only from 2000 to 2003. And we're going to move a little bit further to where we are now. Back in 2016, Chicago Sun-Times, they on some shit. They found that the city of Chicago paid $1.5 million to the family of West Side gang member that was a member of the Four Corner Hustlers that died in custody of the police while having an asthma attack. The guy's name is going to be Justin Cook, and the incident happened back in 2014. When he died, pretty much police refused to give him his inhaler while he was in handcuffs. He died less than a day later. Witnesses on the scene said the officers pretty much taunted him with the inhaler, sprayed it in his face, but not letting him get access to it. So with all of that happening, it was an alderman that pretty much was the alderman of that part of the city. And I need to get into that shit deeper, because I'm like, damn, it's only Chicago that has that. But we need to talk a little bit. I need to, do my own research. I don't need y'all to educate me. But pretty much, yes, like I was saying, an alderman by the name of Ed Burke authorized the payment in 2016 of $1.5 million to his family. And that's going to be the family of Justin Cook. Lo and behold, Justin Cook was one of 3 unindicted co-conspirators, and unindicted is because these guys was all dead by the time the investigation wrapped up, and they was named in a major racketeering indictment against the Four Corner Hustlers. And that's pretty much going to be the case that's going on now. That's taking trial in 2019. So that kind of gives you a little backdrop, and that's just pretty much not everything. I need to squeeze one more thing into there. Now, Labar Spann had a little brother. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say his little brother was named Michael. I could be wrong. But this is research you can do on your own, and you can search his little brother. Just search Labar Spann's little brother. And he had a situation where police took a disparaging photo with him of him almost liking it like him in a leash. I don't want to say in a noose, but it was something very disrespectful. Some wild shit. And I didn't even really fully do details on that, because this shit just seemed like it just digs you deeper and deeper and deeper. So, and shout out to everybody, all my followers in Chicago, all my followers worldwide. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I could remember seeing people saying, well, cover him. I ain't know this shit was on a level of this. But yeah, he had a brother. They took disparaging photos against him. It was a special force of the Chicago police. I want to say that ended up getting that division disbanded, and a lot of people, including his little brother's father, said that happened because of his brother's position in the Four Corner Hustlers gang. And back to the murder, I kind of got off topic. I'm gonna wrap it up talking a little bit about the murder of Cato. Now, when we talk about the story of Cato, you can't really talk about him without mentioning the Flores brothers, who were pretty much the people that, besides the U.S. government, the people that brought El Chapo down, because they started secretly recording El Chapo before the government even probably had El Chapo line or whatever, discussing prices, because they were in fear for their life. But Cato has a tie, and that's the wild shit about Cato. It's 2020. I want to say he died in 2001, maybe 2002, because the research I did based on that killing, when he was killed, he was watching the San Antonio Spurs versus the New Jersey Nets in the NBA Finals. So we talking Jason Kidd and Tim Duncan. It's like these people have been retired for who knows how long. Just think of Vince Carter when he played for the Nets. So that's a long ass time ago. Robert Horry was probably still on the court. So for that killing that happened over a decade ago, and still it's actually was being discussed in two trials at one time, the El Chapo trial, because Cato grew up with the Flores twins, and allegedly he stole 150 kilos from them, as well as having a sexual affair with one of the brothers' significant other or lover or whatever you want to call it. So it was thought that maybe the Cato shit was a hit, but based on the FBI's information, the Four Corner Hustlers did it. But Cato was known or said to be wearing $300,000 worth of jewelry, and nothing was taken. It didn't look like a robbery. They went in, I want to say it was a trailer or a barbershop. He was shot. The man exited. So they kind of not sure if it was a robbery, if it was a hit. So that's like still up in the air. But like I said, Cato, for him to have been killed so long ago, his name popped up in the trial in New York, and also popped up in the trial in Chicago in a racketeering case against the Four Corner Hustlers. So y'all get in the comment box. This shit is wild. Shout out to the Four Corner Hustlers. Shout out to the GDs, BDs, the Vice Lords, anybody I missed, the Mickey Cobras. Y'all get in the comment box. Let it be known. It's your boy Popalot. We gonna be back in the shy with more and more real trill spill. And y'all check in, y'all hit the subscribe button. Y'all follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, POP_ALOT. Mobb.